West Virginia, WTRF proudly presents Ohio Valley Tonight with Nathan Marshall. Tonight's guest, Porter Stiles.
Welcome to another edition of Ohio Valley Tonight. And tonight we are joined by Porter Stiles. Thank you for coming, Porter. Appreciate it.
My pleasure.
And he's from Fairmont, West Virginia, correct?
Correct.
And he, of course, is a...
Civil War reenactor.
Yeah, I was going to say a clown, but that would not make sense at all.
No,
He's a Civil War reenactor.
I have the hair for a clown.
He is a Civil War reenactor, and he actually goes by the name General Grumble Jones, which is a real name of a
Yes,
guy.
he was a real live person.
Who was General Grumble Jones?
General Grumble Jones was one of General Lee's great generals at the time. That he had him come through the state of West Virginia, which was still Virginia at that time, to try and raid in Virginia and take as many prisoners and horse and cattle and blow up as many railroads as he could.
Why did he get the name Grumble? Is it because he always was letting off bombs?
Grumble was given to him after his wife was killed in a shipwreck, after they'd went around halfway around the world on the west coast. When they were off the coast of San Francisco, the boat capsized and she drowned. Goodness. And he was a little upset, so he was Grumble after that.
Yeah, what a jerky move to nickname him that. I mean, the guy's wife died, and then you call him this mean nickname.
He was never a happy man.
Yeah, he's a prude. What happened to him? His wife died. He needs to suck it up. Yeah, that's pretty crazy. One of the things I've heard about the Civil War is that it took everybody. It took man, woman, child to win the war. It was a combined effort, yes. Really. And even hearing some of the stories today that you're talking about, I couldn't imagine myself being in the war. I mean, it's just uprooting your life and fighting this battle. Do you think that someone like me could actually make it in the Civil War, General Grumble Jones? Do you think that?
No.
Ah.
I can almost guarantee it. There's not a man alive that could have lived through the Civil War now, but we'll go outside.
You can give me a test?
Yes.
Well, I think
not a written test.
Yeah, that's good because I would fail that one, but...
I'll give you
I'll
give you a Civil War physical test. We're going to pretend you're going to be getting off a horse, getting on a horse, shooting a gun.
And you think there's no way I can make it?
No.
All right. Well, let's go out and check it out then.
Okay, let's go.
All right, General Jones, I'm ready for the Civil War.
Ready for what? No glasses.
It's sunny out.
Button this up.
It's going to be hot.
You have buttons for a reason. Button them up, bottom to top, all the way. Now, soldier.
It's like 10 wool blankets. Well, Porter, I've also been told that the most popular question posed at Civil War battlefields is actually, and this is true, this isn't even a joke, this is the real true question that's posed the most at Civil War battlefields. It is, did the soldiers have to fight around these monuments?
Right. I've heard that before.
That makes my jaw drop. It's like, what in the world? Well, who's asking these questions?
I've had people ask me that at Gettysburg. How did you fight around these monuments? Most of them outside of this country.
Yeah, that makes sense.
They'll come in and you'll find this nice little short lady, and she'll say, how did they fight around all of these monuments here? Lady, they build them afterwards.
Yeah, so you could be like, oh no, they were really good. It was like interpretive dance. They would just tiptoe around and the monuments and shoot. It was very poetic and beautiful.
Your hands, you have to keep your hands free all the time. That's why you wear this by your side. That's why you have a sidearm here.
Uh-huh.
Your saber is on your horse.
Mm-hmm.
Hands free, always hands free.
Like your cell phone.
What's a cell phone?
You'll find out. It's like in the future. Well, what is the dumbest thing you've ever been asked personally about the Civil War?
Usually by young kids. We'll go to schools, and then I'll have a kid come up and say, did you really fight in the Civil War? I know I'm old, but I'm not that old.
Yes.
That's probably the dumbest thing, but it's from a kid, too. It's not from an adult.
Yeah, so it becomes just uneducated.
Yes.
I dress myself.
When they grow up and they're 30 and they ask the same question, then there's complete stupidity. Yeah, you have a real big problem.
Good. Much better. Much better. Ugh. Suck your gut in.
That's going to be tough.
There.
All right, why am I dressed like this?
You're a member of the Black Horse Cavalry.
Of course.
One of my generals, Jeb Stewart, is in charge of this one.
He's a good guy.
If you don't do it, he'll make you do it. You don't want to do it, he'll just shoot you in the back. You'll be done.
What kind of a man? What kind of a leader is that?
Great leader, great leader. You always go forward, never look back.
I plan on it.
There you go, that's good.
At least he gave me a feather in my hat, and that's pretty nice, like Yankee Doodle. Well, also, I've been told some interesting stories about Civil War people, and anybody who's learned anything about the Civil War, there's really interesting stories about all the people that are involved in it. I've heard a story about General Stonewall Jackson. He actually believed that because he was right-handed, that too much blood went to his right arm, so he would walk around holding his right arm up so the left arm would get more blood, so they'd balance out.
And he did that until the Battle of Bull Run when he got his hand shot.
Oh, my goodness.
Yes, in the Battle of Bull Run, he got his hand shot. If you watch the movie Gods and Generals, they portray that, and then he fought the rest of the battle with his hand all bandaged up, but he still had it up in the air. He also ate lemons all the time, too.
Yeah, that was, I also heard he wouldn't eat anything that was good for you because he thought it was unhealthy.
Right. He didn't want to be obese. This was the last Gentleman War.
Why was it called the Gentleman War? People slaughtered each other.
Yeah, but everybody marched out in nice, even patterns. They found that out after a while that wasn't good to do.
Yeah. The last stupid war, probably, too.
Well, that could be.
Yeah.
Well, of course, all wars are stupid.
Yeah, that's true.
Yes.
Peace. So what is the strangest Civil War person that you can tell us about?
They all had their idiosyncrasies.
Yeah.
For instance, Stonewall Jackson, he memorized his whole lectures whenever he taught. And if he'd pause, he'd forget where he was, he'd have to start all over again. Or if somebody would ask him a question, he'd have to start all over again. In marching, whenever everybody would stop, most people would sit up, he'd have to stop, he'd lay down. Once he laid down, he was down for 5 minutes, then we're back up again.
Oh, my goodness. Was he OCD, you think?
Must have been.
Yeah, was he a smart man?
Brilliant man.
Yeah.
Had he not been shot and killed at the Battle of Chancellorsville, had he been at Gettysburg, that could have turned the tide, because when Lee told the other general to take the hill at your earliest convenience, that general thought, well, my earliest convenience could be tomorrow morning. Stonewall Jackson would have taken it right then.
Yeah. He was a cutthroat. He knew what to do.
He knew what to do.
So he's the weirdest one, you think, Stonewall Jackson?
He was one of them, yes. Do you know what this is?
That is a awesome gun.
This is a revolver. This is an 1860 Colt revolver.
Looks like something from Clue.
Shoots 6.45 caliber bullets. And they're not bullets, they're lead balls.
Ugh.
You'll take out the powder here, you'll put the ball down in there, put your powder in first, then put your ball in and smash it down.
All right.
Then move it around to the next one. Do that 6 times. And then when you're done, then you get to put your cap on the end. Now you're ready to shoot your foot off. Understand?
Yeah, that sounds like a pleasant time.
No, don't shoot your foot off.
I was saying, we wouldn't get very far in the Civil War if everybody's shooting their foot off right off the bat.
We had some people do that.
Well,
never carry it like this.
Oh my goodness, did people actually do that?
Only once.
Oh! Well, some of the most famous stories from the Civil War are about brothers fighting brothers, which is such a sad thing. And it's even been called the Brothers' War because so many brothers fought each other. How did they go into these fights knowing that they could feasibly kill their own flesh and blood?
One thing about the Civil War, it wasn't a whole lot of hand-to-hand combat. You weren't real close up. You were hundreds of yards away. Do we really know if anybody really killed their own brother? We know that brothers have died on the battlefield at the same time, but far enough apart that they don't know that they killed their brother or knew that their brother did die.
Yeah.
But yes, that could have very well happened.
One of those times you just cross your fingers and hope
Right.
you don't do it. That's crazy. That's hopefully that time never comes again.
More people were killed in the Civil War than every war after.
That's sad. Combined.
Combined.
Yeah.
More men were killed in one battle than an entire war. They said at the Battle of Cold Harbor, whenever the Yankees charged across and the Confederates opened fire, it was like taking a sheet and ripping a sheet in half with all of the bullets going through people's flesh.
Oh my goodness.
And then, of course, Bloody Lane at Antietam, you couldn't walk through the next day without stepping on a body on an entire road 30 feet wide. That many men died.
That's absolutely insane.
You remind me of one soldier that I had, though.
Really?
Yeah, he's dead now, but you remind me.
Well,
Nimrod Riley.
Nimrod Riley?
We nicknamed him Dillweed.
I'm Dillweed Riley.
Nimrod Dillweed Riley. Yeah, NDR. Now dead on the road. Jeez.
Well, tonight our student question is a very special one because it's our last show we have for our 3 seniors on our staff. And I would be amiss if I did not say a little bit about them. And I just wanted to say thank you very much for all the help that you've given us over the 3 years. Really appreciate it. And I know they're off to bigger and better things. They're really wonderful, wonderful human beings. So here for the last time to ask our very special senior edition of our student question are seniors Jess Smith, Devin Burns, and Lindsey Willis. And they ask this.
Why is it important for our country
and our area to go to a Civil War battle reenactment?
Or to just be informed about the Civil War in general?
And that's a great question, as always, guys. Why is it so important for us to be informed about the Civil War?
You should always know your history, just not the Civil War, but your entire history. Be proud to be an American.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know how the rest of the world acts until you go see it. You need to know where you came from. And if you get a better understanding for what really went on the battlefield, and really you still don't see people getting killed and bullets flying everywhere, but you really get a sense of just exactly what went on, seeing that many men out there. If you go to the Battle of Gettysburg for the 150th anniversary coming up here next month, you go there, there'll be 30,000 reenactors. Now, there was more than that at the Battle of Gettysburg, but when we did the 130th anniversary, we had more men in Pickett's charge than Pickett did. If Pickett would have had as many men as we did, we might have won.
You need to take a page out of your book.
Yeah.
Well, General, you've taught me a lot about how to be a Civil War soldier today, especially in being in cavalry. But I need to know, did I make the cut? Am I good enough to be a Civil War soldier? Because I think I am.
Turn around and look that way. As Jeb Stewart would say, no.
Oh my goodness, you just shot me in the back!
Better than being in front, you didn't see it coming.
Well, I'm an angel now.
Yes, maybe.
Fighting a different army. Again, we've been joined tonight by General Grumble Jones, also known, of course, as Porter Stiles, and you can learn more about him or the Civil War or Civil War reenacting by visiting.
Visit any website on the internet, just type in United States history, United States Civil War. You'll find everything you want to know.
Yeah, definitely check those out. There's a lot of cool history there for sure. And this is actually our last show of the year. And so until next fall, we wish you guys a very safe and happy summer. And for Ohio Valley Tonight, this has been Nathan Marshall.
Bang.
Killed him dead.